Hello, my dear ones. Today I want to talk to you about something that is as certain as the sunrise, the law of return. Everything we do, whether good or bad, comes back to us in some way. It's like a seed we plant. Sooner or later, it grows and bears fruit. And when we talk about the chosen ones of God, this law becomes even more evident. Those who try to harm those protected by a greater force end up facing consequences they never imagined. Have you noticed how some people seem untouchable? No matter what they face, they always rise up, stronger and more steadfast. These people are the chosen ones. It doesn't mean they don't go through difficulties, but there is something greater that protects and guides them. And those who try to attack them, sooner or later, feel the weight of that choice. Life is made of cycles, and what we send out into the world always finds a way back to us. If you plant kindness, you reap peace. But if you plant wickedness, the return is inevitable. And when someone tries to touch a chosen one, they are not just facing a person, they are challenging divine justice. And that justice never fails. Perhaps you have already gone through situations where you were wronged, attacked, or even humiliated for no reason. You may have felt the urge to retaliate, to take justice into your own hands. But I want to remind you of something important. True justice does not depend on us. It comes at the right time. And when it arrives, it is perfect. Today we will talk about how this divine protection works, why the chosen ones face so many challenges, and how the law of return acts in the lives of those who try to harm those with a greater purpose. I want you to understand that, even in the most difficult moments, you are not alone. There is a greater force taking care of you and adjusting everything around you. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here we talk about faith, purpose, and the truths that transform lives. As the saying goes, whoever plants good, reaps good, and whoever plants evil, reaps storms. Shall we understand more about this together? The law of return is not just a philosophical idea or a mystical concept that we hear about from time to time. It is a practical truth, present in the structure of life and the functioning of the universe. Everything we do, whether in thought, word, or action, generates a consequence. It's like planting a seed. What you put in the ground sooner or later will grow and bear fruit. And those fruits will be exactly of the same nature as the seed that was planted. If you plant kindness, you reap peace, joy, and prosperity. But if you plant wickedness, envy, or any intention to harm someone, the consequences return like uncontrollable waves. No matter how much someone tries to escape, the return is inevitable. It is a universal law, as certain as gravity. And when we talk about the chosen ones of God, this law becomes even more evident and powerful. The chosen ones are people who have a special purpose in life. They have been set apart to fulfill a mission, to spread light, kindness, and justice in the world. This does not mean that they are perfect or that they do not face difficulties. On the contrary, the chosen often face greater challenges than most people. This happens because their light disturbs those who live in darkness. Their mission to bring change and hope to the world attracts resistance, attacks, and even persecution. But there is something that differentiates the chosen: divine protection. This protection is like an invisible shield that guards and guides them. Those who try to harm a chosen one are not just facing an ordinary person. They are challenging higher forces, forces that are beyond human understanding. Attacking a chosen one is like trying to touch something sacred, and this brings inevitable consequences for those who choose to follow that path. The law of return acts proportionally. If someone tries to harm a chosen one, that action generates a reaction that comes back with force. It is not revenge, but a natural adjustment of balance. It is like a scale that always seeks the right point. When someone plants evil, that seed grows and returns to the person themselves, often in an even more intense way. Think of a calm lake. When you throw a stone into the water, it creates waves that spread in all directions. Those waves eventually return to the point of origin. This is how the law of return works. Every action we take is like a stone thrown into the lake of life. The waves we create always come back to us, bringing the consequences of what we have done. Now imagine that this stone was thrown against a chosen one. The force that protects that person is like an invisible barrier. The waves that were created not only return, but come back with even more intensity to the one who generated them. This happens because the chosen ones are not alone. They are guarded by a greater force, a divine justice that acts at the right time. The chosen ones are people who have been set apart by God to live with a special purpose. They are not better or superior to anyone, but they carry a unique mission to spread light, kindness, and justice in the world. They are like beacons in the midst of darkness, illuminating the way for those who are lost or disoriented. Their presence, their words, and their actions have the power to transform lives, to bring hope where there is despair, and to show that there is a greater purpose for everything we experience. But being chosen does not mean having an easy life, or one free of difficulties. On the contrary, the chosen often face greater challenges than most people. This happens because their mission disturbs. The light they carry exposes the darkness, and this provokes resistance. Those who live in darkness, whether out of ignorance, envy, or malice, feel threatened by the presence of the chosen ones. It is as if their light reveals everything that is wrong, everything that needs to be changed, and not everyone is ready to deal with that. The chosen ones face attacks, injustices, and persecutions, often without apparent reason. They may be criticized, rejected, or even betrayed by those close to them. This can generate doubts and questions. Why is this happening to me? If I was chosen by God, why do I face so many difficulties? The answer lies in the purpose. The chosen ones were not called to a life of comfort, but to a life of impact. And to fulfill this mission, it is necessary to go through trials that strengthen faith, shape character, and prepare the heart. These challenges are not signs of abandonment, but of preparation. God does not choose the qualified, He qualifies the chosen. Each difficulty faced is an opportunity for growth, a step further on the journey to fulfill the divine purpose. It is like gold that needs to be refined in the fire to achieve its purity. In the same way, the chosen ones are shaped by the struggles they face, becoming stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the mission entrusted to them. However, what differentiates the chosen ones is not only the mission they carry, but the protection they receive. They are not alone on their journey. There is a greater force that guards them, guides them, and sustains them. This divine protection is like an invisible shield that protects them from attacks that could destroy them. This does not mean that they will not feel pain or face difficulties, but it means that even in the most challenging situations, they will not be defeated. Those who try to harm the chosen ones may even think they will escape the consequences, but they are mistaken. Attacking a chosen one is like trying to touch something sacred. It is a direct challenge to divine justice, and that justice never fails. It may take time, but the response always comes. Whoever plants evil against a chosen one reaps the consequences of their actions, because the protection that surrounds them is unshakable. This protection is not something that can be seen or measured, but its effects are clear. The chosen ones may fall, but they always rise. They may be wounded, but they are never destroyed. They may be attacked, but they are never defeated. This happens because their strength does not come from themselves, but from God. And when God is in control, nothing can prevent the fulfillment of the purpose. The chosen ones also have an important role in the lives of those around them. They are living examples of faith, perseverance, and love. Their lives show that it is possible to overcome difficulties, maintain hope, and continue spreading kindness, even in the face of adversity. They inspire others to seek the light, to live with purpose, and to trust in divine justice. But it is important to remember that being chosen is not a privilege, but a responsibility. The chosen ones were not called to exalt themselves or to seek personal glory, but to serve. Their mission is to be a channel of blessings, an instrument in the hands of God to bring transformation to the world. This requires humility, dedication, and a constant commitment to the purpose. If you feel that you are chosen, you may have already faced situations that tested your faith and strength. You may have wondered why you face so many challenges, or why you seem to attract so much resistance. I want to remind you that this is part of your journey. Every struggle you face has a purpose. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and every attack is a chance to trust even more in divine protection. The chosen ones are not defined by the difficulties they face, but by how they respond to them. They do not give up, do not let themselves be discouraged, and do not lose faith. They know they are being guided by something greater, and that in the end, everything will make sense. Their strength comes from the certainty that they are fulfilling a greater purpose, and this certainty sustains them even in the most difficult moments. On the other hand, those who try to harm the chosen ones are digging their own grave. They may think they are winning, but that is just an illusion. Divine justice does not fail, and the return always comes. Attacking a chosen one is like throwing a stone against a mountain. The stone may cause a momentary impact, but in the end it comes back with force to the one who threw it. Therefore, if you are a chosen one, stand firm. Do not allow the attacks to discourage you or divert you from your purpose. Remember that you are not alone. There is a greater force protecting you, guiding you, and strengthening you. And for those who try to harm you, the universe's response is certain and inevitable. If you know someone who is chosen, support that person. Recognize the value of the mission they carry and stand by them in difficult times. The chosen ones are not perfect, but they are instruments of God to bring light to the world. And the world needs that light. In the end, being chosen is a special calling, but also a great responsibility. It is a journey of challenges, but also of victories. It is a life of service, but also of purpose. And above all, it is proof that, even in the midst of difficulties, there is a greater force taking care of us and guiding us to fulfill our destiny. When someone tries to harm a chosen one, they are making a decision that carries inevitable consequences. It is like planting bitter seeds in fertile soil. These seeds not only grow, but return with force, bringing fruits that no one would want to harvest. The law of return is clear and relentless, and those who choose to act with malice against a chosen one are, in fact, digging their own ruin. The return for those who attack a chosen one is not a matter of revenge, but of balance. The universe, guided by divine justice, always seeks to restore harmony. When someone acts with malice, that action creates an imbalance that needs to be corrected. And this correction comes in the form of consequences, proportional to what was done. It doesn't matter how long it takes, the response arrives. It may seem that the person who caused the harm is prospering or escaping the consequences, but that is just a temporary illusion. Divine justice acts at the right time, and when it arrives, it is inevitable. If you are a chosen one and have suffered injustices, attacks, or persecutions for no reason, know that you are not alone. The divine protection around you is always at work, even when you cannot perceive it. Every attack you face is recorded, and those who cause the harm will reap exactly what they have sown. This harvest can come in various forms: losses, difficulties, or even the feeling of emptiness and dissatisfaction that accompanies those who live sowing evil. It is important to understand that the return is not about revenge. God does not act with bitterness or hatred. The return is a natural adjustment, a way to restore the balance that was broken. When someone tries to harm a chosen one, they are challenging not only the person, but the higher force that protects them. And that force does not allow evil to prevail. The chosen ones, in turn, are strengthened with each challenge. Every attack they face is an opportunity for growth, a chance to become stronger and more prepared to fulfill the purpose entrusted to them. It is like the process of polishing a precious stone. The friction may be painful, but it is necessary to reveal the brilliance that is hidden. If you have ever felt wronged or attacked for no reason, you may have wondered why this happened. Why would someone choose to harm you, even without apparent reason? The answer lies in the light you carry. The chosen ones disturb those who live in darkness. Their presence, their actions, and even their faith are like a mirror that reflects the flaws and shadows of those who have chosen the path of evil. And often these people react with attacks, trying to extinguish the light that disturbs them. But here is the good news. No one can extinguish the light of a chosen one. They may try, they may attack, but divine protection is greater than any human malice. And while the chosen ones face their challenges, those who attack them are planting seeds that will inevitably return to them. The return for those who attack a chosen one may be silent, but it is sure. Sometimes it comes in the form of financial difficulties, health problems, or even broken relationships. Other times it manifests as a feeling of emptiness, of lack of purpose, that eats away at the person from within. It doesn't matter how the return presents itself, it always arrives. On the other hand, the chosen ones who remain steadfast in their faith and purpose reap fruits of peace, joy, and prosperity. Even in the midst of difficulties, they find strength to continue because they know they are not alone. Divine protection not only guards them, but also guides them, showing the way forward. It is important to remember that, as a chosen one, you do not need to worry about retaliating or seeking justice with your own hands. Divine justice is perfect and acts at the right time. When you trust in this justice, you release the weight of revenge and find peace. This peace is a powerful gift that allows you to focus on what truly matters, fulfilling the purpose that God has placed in your life. Meanwhile, those who tried to harm you will face the consequences of their choices, not because you wished it, but because that is how the law of return works. Every action generates a proportional reaction, and no one is exempt from this truth. If you are going through a difficult time, facing attacks or injustices, remember that this is part of your journey as a chosen one. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to become stronger and more prepared for what is to come. And as you face these struggles, divine protection is at work, taking care of you and adjusting everything around you. Finally, trust the process. Divine justice never fails, and the return always comes. Whoever plants evil reaps evil, and whoever plants good reaps blessings. This is an inescapable truth, and you, as a chosen one, can rest assured that you are being cared for and guided by a greater force. Remember, no one can touch a chosen one without facing the consequences. And as you continue to spread light, kindness, and justice, those who tried to harm you will reap exactly what they have sown. The cycle of life is just. and divine protection never fails. It is natural to wonder, why do the chosen ones face so many challenges? Why do the attacks seem so frequent and intense? After all, if they are protected by higher forces, why do they not have a peaceful and trouble-free life? The answer lies in the purpose they carry. The chosen ones have been called to bring change, light, and transformation to the world. And every change encounters resistance. The light of the chosen ones is disturbing. It exposes what is hidden, reveals what needs to be corrected, and challenges those who prefer to remain in darkness. When you carry a greater purpose, your presence becomes a constant reminder that it is possible to live differently, that there is a path of kindness, justice, and truth. This inevitably provokes discomfort in those who have chosen the opposite path. The attacks that the chosen ones face are not just physical or direct. Often they come in the form of criticism, rejection, betrayal, or even silent persecution. People around them may feel envy, anger, or simply not understand the brilliance that the chosen ones carry. This happens because the mission of the chosen ones is greater than themselves. They are not here just to live their own lives, but to impact the world around them. And that impact, no matter how positive, will always encounter resistance. But why does God allow the chosen ones to face so many attacks? Wouldn't it be easier to protect them from everything and ensure that their journey is smooth? The answer lies in growth. Each attack faced is an opportunity for learning, strengthening, and preparation. Just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, the chosen ones face challenges that shape them and make them stronger. The attacks are not signs of weakness or abandonment, but of purpose. They show that you are on the right path, that your light is shining, and that your mission is disturbing the darkness. If you were not causing an impact, you would not face resistance. It is like a boat sailing against the current. The stronger the current, the more effort is needed to move forward. But it is this effort that propels you forward, bringing you closer to your destination. Moreover, the attacks that the chosen ones face are often used by God to open greater doors. What seems to be a defeat may actually be a step towards something much greater. Think of Joseph in the Bible. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. But each of these attacks was part of a larger plan. In the end, he became governor of Egypt and saved his family and his people from famine. In the same way, the challenges you face today may be preparing you for something extraordinary. Each struggle strengthens your faith, shapes your character, and teaches you lessons that will be essential to fulfilling your purpose. What seems like a defeat now may be the beginning of a great victory. Another important point is that the attacks also serve to reveal who is truly by your side. Often, it is in moments of difficulty that we discover who our true friends and allies are. The chosen ones need people around them who share their vision, who support them, and who help them fulfill their mission. And the attacks help to separate those who are with you for interest from those who truly believe in your purpose. It is important to remember that, even in the face of attacks, the chosen ones are never alone. Divine protection is always present, guiding, strengthening, and taking care of every detail. Those who are protected by higher forces do not fall, even when the struggles seem insurmountable. It may even seem that you are losing, but the truth is that God is working behind the scenes, adjusting everything for your good. The attacks are also an opportunity to demonstrate faith and trust. When you choose not to retaliate, not to despair, and not to give up, you are showing that you believe in divine justice and in the purpose that has been placed in your life. This trust is powerful and gives you strength to continue, even in the most difficult moments. Remember, everything that goes around comes around and comes back even stronger. Trust the process, keep your faith, and keep moving forward. God is with you, and divine justice never fails. Now that you have read this message, we want to know, how did it impact your heart? Share in the comments your reflections, experiences, or even the challenges you have been facing. Your voice can inspire and strengthen others who are also on this journey of faith. Let's continue to spread light together, sowing good and trusting in divine justice that never fails. Call to the devotional. If you haven't started following the devotional The Chosen, 40 Days of Reflection and Hope, now is the perfect time to begin this transformative journey. This devotional was created to help you strengthen your connection with God, renew your faith, and find purpose amidst the challenges of life. Each day you will be guided by inspiring messages that will bring peace to your heart, clarity to your mind, and strength to your spirit. Don't miss this opportunity to grow spiritually and draw even closer to the plan that God has for your life. Start today and allow this experience to transform your walk.